Hello everyone, I'm your host, Keeper Calvin, or if you know me in person, you can also call me Kuya Calvin. And welcome everyone to the Keepers Club podcast. So this virtual gathering that you see before you on your Zoom screen or YouTube screen, we are hosting a podcast called the Keepers Club podcast. And this club, the Keepers Club, aims to keep young people like us away from negative activities such as smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and to really help and guide, uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, and especially those who might be going through things like depression, loneliness, anxiety, depression, and eventually, and even suicidal thoughts. So we have the privilege to have keepers that are willing to join, returning keepers, and especially new keepers, first comers, newcomers that are willing to join this podcast, our episode 18, and to really share the experiences on how to stay healthy, happy, and motivated. Because at the end of the day, that's really the goal of Keepers Club, to share with our brothers or sisters. And just like the club slogan, I am my brother's keeper. We will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. So we love to also think and have this opportunity to give the credit to where it's due, who is none other than the founding president of Keepers Club. And that is Apollo Kibaloy, for this opportunity to be a part of the Keepers Club International here in the United States of America, as well as this great privilege to have the entrustment in having our Keepers Club inspired podcast. So without further ado, let us greet all the keepers that have joined us today in this podcast episode, episode 18. So we love to see everyone's beautiful faces once again, and kindly wave and greet one another. So how's everyone today? How are you there? Keeper Alex, Keeper John, Keeper Alex, another Keeper Alex, Alex Xavier, Keeper Vince, Keeper Kuya Mark. Hi also Tong, Sai Sai, Kama, go Kama. Oh, nice seeing you, Kama. And drive safe everyone, drive safe Ton, Kuya. So how's everyone, by the way? How's your day? How's your day, Alex? And Kama especially Kama and Alex. So happy to see you. By the way, anyone? Your day's going good, Alex? And keeper. Oh, wait, can we also I also Keeper Valeria. Yeah, Keeper Valeria. So nice seeing you again. How are you? How are you, Valeria? Love from Keeper Club in Chicago. Go Nashville, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice seeing you. How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah, glad to hear that, and so nice seeing you. So hope your week is going well, and we hope that you are just as excited as us to have this episode, Keepers Club podcast episode 18. Right?
Yeah, I am.
Alrighty. So I'll start playing the music, and also I will share the PowerPoint. And so go Keepers, and love seeing everyone, by the way. So nice seeing everyone. Alright, so with any kind keeper, let me know if you are able to see what is on your. Kindly let me know. What's this? Can anyone tell me what it says on your screen?
The Keepers podcast episode 8.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Bellas, and also thank you, Josh, I believe. Right. All right, but once again, this is the Keepers Club podcast, episode 18. So, as an introduction, we just want to formally introduce ourselves. And once again, we are the Keepers Club podcast. We are a podcast to help guide, encourage, and uplift the youth. And we do this through Zoom, as you can see. This is where we have our official podcast, and we post our official episodes, our Zoom recording, onto YouTube. And also on Facebook, where we take group photos at the end to go to remember everyone that has joined our episodes, and to also look back on the things that we can always improve because we're really striving to make each and every episode better. And we do this every Tuesday, 6 p.m. CST, or you can also think of it as 4 p.m. California time. And the reason, once again, we do this is because I am my brother's keeper. So essentially, it's like treating one another, even if we haven't met one another, it's like treating them as your own brother or sister. You care for them, you look out for them, you encourage them, right? So, such a privilege to have this where we're able to gather, bond, and share with keepers all over the US. So, our experience so far, as you can see, all of the group photos, it has been very, for one thing, it is very humbling. And at the same time, it is also a huge privilege. Just like we mentioned in our introduction, it's to be entrusted with something like this, where we're able to, share our knowledge and really give back to the keepers. Because we were all invited to the podcast at one point, right? So this is our way of, giving back our love and really just sharing the light within us, you can say. And at the same time, overall, our very first episode, this episode is actually Keepers Club episode 18. Our first episode, we talked about the struggles of being a youth. So that is our theme every time. Because, there's young people like us, whether you're, really young or young adult, young teenager, we all have struggles. So we have this platform to really share and to gather and to just see one another, right? So we're incredibly thankful to Keepers Club International and especially to see everyone to join this episode. Alrighty, so let's move on to our icebreakers. And we do this to, once again, greet all the keepers and to get an atmosphere, a vibe of all the keepers that have joined. So I will go back to this, but the first one being is pass it. So I gotta stop sharing the screen for this. And yes, so for this to work, also we'd love to see everyone's faces, but if not, once again, if you're not available, just be safe for us. But for the people that can share their videos, it will be something like this, right? Let me play some lo-fi at the same time. Alrighty. All right, so thank you for your patience. And this one is requested from a previous keeper, but simple as this. So this one's called Pass the Ball, right? So pretend you have a ball, anything, and then this time you're gonna say a keeper, you're gonna pass it. So for example, if I have the ball, I'm gonna say Bella, and then I'll pass it to Bella, and then she'll pass it to someone. So Bella, go Bells.
I pass it to keeper Josh.
I pass it to your Mark.
Okay, I believe you.
I'm driving. I cannot touch it.
All right, all good. Yeah, Josh.
I pass it. Okay, I pass it to Joseph.
Oh, go Joseph. All right, but if
Hello, everybody.
okay, but I'll take it back actually, and I'll pass it to keeper Valeria. Go keeper Valeria. Oh, okay. If not, I'll pass it back to myself. But I hope you enjoyed that. We hope you all enjoyed that. And once again, we love to see everyone's beautiful faces. But if not, feel free to let us know, especially some icebreakers that you guys would enjoy for our next episode. Right? All right. Right, let's move on. But hope you enjoyed that. Once again, it's like pass the ball. And also to familiarize ourselves with the other keeper. How about this? This one is called Nice Flex. So, all right. Nice Flex. So essentially, it's like show and tell almost, or like show us your stuff. So for example, how about show us your jacket? Is anyone able to have a jacket they love to like show? Anyone? Anyone I got like a winter jacket. Hey, nice jacket. For your Mark, keeper Josh, and buddy keeper Bells. So, all right, much love. Thank you for showing your jackets. Right? How about this one? Show us your podcast outfit. Everyone on dressed up? Anyone? Oh, they go Ton, go Alex. Woo. Ton. But nice outfit always. Also, Josh, Bells, keeper Kuya Mark. So, thank you for. Drive safe, Kuya. So, thank you for showing us your outfits. How about this one? How about anything else that you to show? Literally anything. Maybe you have a dog, an instrument. Maybe you have something you've never shown before. Oh, you got.
I have a cosplay, but it's not really arranged right now. But I do have it over here. I have 3 pieces to it. The skirt, the undershirt, and the overshirt.
Alex, that's so awesome. Can we ask who are you gonna cosplay as?
Sarah Chidoan from Hit Game YTTD.
Wow, go cosplay Alex. That's so awesome. And yeah, so thank you for showing like the 3-piece, right?
Mhm.
And imagine too, what if we had like a keeper who was like cosplaying during the episode? That'd be so awesome. So go keeper Alex, lots of love for showing. Also keeper Josh, nice guitar. Keeper Valerie, right? Is that a dog? You have a dog, keeper Valerie?
Yep. I have
Can
a
we ask the
dog,
name?
and this is Skylar,
Go Skylar.
and then I have another one upstairs. Let me see if I can find them.
Go Valerie. Going up the stairs to show us your dog.
Good, Calvin. That's
There's another one.
Keeper Valeria's
There's the other one.
Andre-
Oh wow.
Keeper Andreas.
This is the other one.
Oh yeah, sorry. Can we see full screen? Or I mean, what's their name?
This is Skylar. This is Lucky.
All right, really.
Yeah. So that's about it. What I have to show right now.
You're on mute.
Oh, I'm muted. Can we ask your name by the way? You're the brother of Keeper Valeria.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. That's so awesome. You're even showing us your dog going up the stairs. And
Yeah.
welcome to the podcast. So
Thank
we
you.
hope you enjoy. And yeah, so we're very happy for you to join. Thank you for showing us your dogs once again. We love dogs, and we love
You're
keepers that are always willing to check out the podcast. All right, so thank you once again, and for everyone else showing everything else. Right, they were sorry if I missed it, but hi also keeper Alex. Nice seeing you, Alex. Alrighty. All right, so awesome. Let's move on. Let me share some music as well. And all right, so nice flex, everyone. Go keepers flexing. And how about this one? This one is gonna be called Mini Talent Show. So we have this podcast also not only to discuss, but also to see the hidden talents out there in the world. All right, we all have a talent, we all have a gift, a calling, a passion, and we are really happy for this opportunity to see that talent being displayed and shown. Because without us even knowing it, whether we're born with it or we developed it, everyone has a gift, right? So we would love to open the floor to anyone who would love to perform. Whether it's singing, dancing, or playing an instrument, or maybe it's poetry, maybe it's a video you have, maybe it's something that you have a hidden talent and you never shown before. So with that being said, would any keeper like to perform, whether it be in live or have a video they like to send to showcase
Give me a
on the
second. I'm
podcast?
trying to get into cosplay.
Wow, go Alex cosplaying. We would love to see that. Yeah, take your time, no rush. We'll make sure, huh? Go Alex. Is that a guitar? Would by any chance would you love to perform? By the way, Keeper Josh.
Working on this one. After
Yeah.
this.
All right. I'll make sure the audio is out, and then that will give the floor to you, Keeper Josh. I'm very excited to see you perform as always. You down to perform though, Josh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go Josh. All right, hold up. I want to make sure before every time we have a performance, we give the proper no. So let's give it up for Keeper. Ready. And take it away, Josh. Go, Josh. Give it up for Keeper Josh. Woo! Josh, that's so awesome. That sounds so familiar. Also, would you like to say a little about your performance, by the way, Josh, or the song, or
It was my cover of Mighty to Save.
wow, goalkeeper Josh cover Mighty to Save. What's that's cool too. We were listening to that song also a lot here in Chicago like like 2 days ago. So goalkeeper Josh, thank you so much for sharing your talents, also for the nostalgia you can say. And goalkeeper Josh gift for playing guitar. So can we show some more love for keeper Josh? Go Josh, that's awesome. Thank you for always performing. Go Josh. Alrighty. So that being said, how about anyone else? Does anyone else like to show the gift or show off their talent for maybe you have a talent for art, for
I've got the
graphic
cosplay
design?
on.
Yeah, go Alex. The first time ever.
So here's the outfit. Most of this was from Kohl's, like the shirt and the skirt, but the overshirt is from Amazon. And I'm just missing like the tie and the socks, but that's it.
And Alex, what's your who are you cosplaying again?
Sarah Chidone from Hit Game YTTD.
Yeah, please send it to me so I could like Google it and then show us, like show everyone. But regardless, you look awesome. So go Alex cosplaying. You even put it on and showed it to us for the podcast. So
I have like two different things I could have shown, but the cosplay was just the quickest thing I could pull up.
wow. All right. So let's give it up for cosplayer keeper Alex. Woo! Hey Alex, I hope you we hope you win like a cosplay competition, right? Because I know too that like there's people have like opinions and everything, but
Mhm.
like to
This is
me
like
it's
my
something.
first ever cosplay.
Yeah, that's always something to respect too, right? Like it takes a lot of time, like a gift of
Time,
art,
effort,
right?
especially in the wig, but I don't have a wig, so that I don't have to struggle with that.
Yeah, boy, but keep it Alex, lots of love. We never had someone show off their cosplaying talent before, so go keeper Alex cosplaying and
For
looking
Alex.
forward. Yeah, just like keeper Bella said, go Alex and looking forward to more cosplaying. So go Alex, thank you for sharing. Alrighty. How about anyone else? Anyone else have a hashtag drip? Just like keeper Bella was saying, or anyone else like to share off their any other talent they have? Alrighty. Let me see. I'll share mine. It's only like a minute. But once again, just to really just share also not only can be live like cosplaying, not only it could be or live like Keeper Josh, but also if you have a video. If you have a video, whether it's in the past or present, if you want to showcase it, maybe you don't want to do live, maybe it could be like something like this, right? You just want to really showcase the talents and inspire other keepers to do the same. So I'll share this really quick. It's like a minute, I believe. And pause this. Oh, all right. Check this one. This is me and my friend Batter from like 2021. Alrighty, so keeper Batter. Woo! That was my friend Batter, but once again, the point of that was to show, you know, if it doesn't always have to be live. I mean, it could be a video, right? And I love that video. I wanted to show that video because it's like gifts coming together like spontaneously too, whether it be in piano, singing, and even dancing like on the spot. So also I believe there's another keeper with a dog that wants to show off their gifts or their talent, but maybe not their talent, maybe their dog's talent, I believe.
Yeah,
Apparently.
my dog can sit, both of them.
Yeah, go keeper Valerie. We can give the floor to you before we move on with our discussion.
Right? Come here, Skylar. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
Come here. Hey, sit.
Va-
Sit.
Valeria's brother.
Sit. Now sit. Good girl. And then this one. Sit. Sit. Good boy. So yeah, that's about it.
All right, let's get. What's their names again? Can I ask what's their name is?
One is this one is Skylar, and then that other one is Lucky, the one that's getting picked up right here.
Oh yeah, so yeah, my apologies. The audio is kind of it was kind of hard to hear you, but I think I heard Skylar, right? And
Yeah.
Mario,
No, Lucky.
Luffy,
Yeah.
Luffy, like in One Piece.
No. I think.
Okay, but yeah, regardless, thank you for showing them
Oh,
off. Go and regards to your dog keeper Luffy and Skylar. So thank you so much for sharing. Go Valeria's brother. So
Keeper Calvin.
thank you so much. Go. Woo!
Keeper
I'll
Calvin.
show some love and let's move on.
Oh, Keeper Calvin.
Alrighty. Oh yes.
Is it okay if I play a song?
Yeah, go Ton.
Okay. For everyone here, it's kind of um, it's kind of like a church song, but it's kind of like for everyone, I guess. So I just hope you like it because it's a last minute thing. Yeah, but here's the song. Hold
Wait,
on.
Ton. Let us give you a proper introduction. And is Ton's mic okay?
Can you hear me?
Is it or is it like kind of washy?
No.
Oh, it's fine. Okay. Wait, hold up, Tone. Let's give it up for Keeper Anthony. Woo!
Oh, thank you guys. Okay.
All right, take it away, Tone.
That's it. I'm not sure if it's better.
Keeper Tone. And lots of love, Tone. Go, Tone. That's a very familiar song too. Nice one, Tone. Go Tone from the grass with the always the beautiful ukulele. And yeah, likewise, actually, you guys are really playing songs that really hit the heart, or really bring us back to a nostalgic time. So go once again, Keeper Josh, Keeper Tone, and Keeper Alex. Or Keeper Josh, Keeper Alex, Keeper Tone. So thank you so much for sharing. And we encourage everyone, to perform. We meet every week and we have this opportunity to perform whatever gift you have, right? Because we all have one and depends on how you use it. Right. So other than that, let's move on. I'll share some music and let's move on with our discussion for Keepers Club 18. Alrighty. So that was all three, right? So Pass It, Nice Flex, and Mini Talent Show. So, as our disclaimer, just a kindly remember that this is a rated everyone podcast, and also kindly avoid cursing or sharing anything traumatic. Please prevent from saying anything that goes against our slogan, I am my brother's keeper or sister. I am my brother, or I am my sister's keeper, right? So that being said, thumbs up. Is everyone okay with that? Disclaimer, everyone agrees, everyone's cool with it? All right, so much love. Let's move on. So, in honor of Halloween, you can say, if you notice also, it's like we're playing lo-fi from October, like October lo-fi hip-hop, and this episode is also inspired by the coming holiday, right, of Halloween. So for our podcast episode 18, topic is fear. So we always want to have some kind of foundation. Let me lower this a little real quick. We always want to have and from our research, we want to go over some key terms such as fear. Is a noun, and it is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. And also the verb of the word fear, be afraid or something or someone or something as likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening. And also we want to go over the word phobia. I don't know, many of you might have heard it or not, but a phobia is an overwhelming or debilitating fear of an object, place, situation, feeling, or animal. And we want to emphasize too that phobias are, it's like an exaggerated or unrealistic sense of danger about that fear. So we can talk a little more about it, but to give some more research. So these are some of the list of fears in this world. So for example, some phobias are social phobias, like being a part of a group or being judged. When you go out with your friends, going out in public. Feel free to check out the list, of course. And some things we want to highlight also, not only social phobias. How about the phobia of darkness, right? I'm sure a lot of us were really scared, like as a kid, or even to the present. I know you're Kuya Calvin, or yours truly, Keeper Calvin. Sometimes I had fear of the ocean. But moving on, most common fears: the fear of failure. How about the fear of getting hurt? Whether it could be physically hurt, mentally hurt, heartbroken, spiritually hurt, right? And how about the loss of freedom? The sense of losing what you believe or what you feel is your freedom. So these are just a list of things that we found, and we wanted to emphasize, we wanted to highlight. I can go back to this, I can copy and paste it, but something else that we want to talk about also about fear. Feel free to read, of course, but some things that we want to talk about. Fear helps us identify and avoid threats to our safety. Also, the fear of failure is the biggest fear that holds us back from living our best life, right? So how about fear can be healthy but also have negative consequences? So there's positives and negatives to everything, right? Even in fear, it can really be like a sort of protection mechanism, or it can also hinder us from living our best life, right? Imagine how our life would be if we just kept going without fear. It could be good and it could be bad. There's something more that we can discuss in this podcast episode 18. So for our official question for episode 18 in the Keepers Club podcast, it is, what does fear mean to you? And is fear something that is forced, something that we are born with, or a combination of both? And what are the things that you believe keepers should or should not fear in life? So I want to prove to you that I'll copy and paste this in the chat box on Zoom. And we would love to open the floor to discussion. So for our discussion time, just kindly keep in mind that there are no wrong answers. Feel free to let your mind run wild. Feel free to say what's on your mind. Feel free to elaborate also on a previous thought or guide the conversation. And we'd love to hear your thoughts about our podcast topic today, which is none other than the topic of fear. Halloween inspired, like I was mentioning. So, and at the same time, participation is highly encouraged. So I will copy and paste this in the chat. And also, I think last thought before we open the floor, it's a podcast. So once again, feel comfy, feel relaxed, and we really highly encourage participation once again. So feel free. We'll be the first one to defend you also. But other than that, go keepers. Would anyone like to start it off? Would they like to jump in or
I would like to
about
start
once
it
again
off.
what you believe is fear? Oh yeah.
Hi, Alex here. I have agoraphobia, aka the fear of being abandoned, left alone, or forgotten. I have this fear because I'm afraid of losing myself or losing someone important to me because I didn't talk to them for a long enough time, or I simply forget to speak to them. But this has happened before. But I don't want to stop talking to them. What happens is that I forget they exist because they aren't in my line of sight, or they're not the first person I think of messaging. This is sourced from something I have called ADHD, attention deficient hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah, so I just double checking. I don't want to interrupt. It's like the last thing I want to do, but um goalkeeper Alex, thank you for sharing, and thank you for being so open to us, for sharing right off the bat. Um that's a very nice topic also. You were talking about, the fear of like isolation, or it's a belief that many of us have, right? The fear of you know being so isolated that you might even die alone one day, right? Because that's common. People don't want to just die alone, they want to be surrounded by their loved ones. So that's something we can. Oh yes, Alex.
You didn't really have to call me out that much.
No, my apologies. Because it really is something we put on our presentation though, actually, because I'm glad you mentioned it though, 'cause for all of us, right? Once again, it really is a fear that we have, like, and at the same time too, we never know, because like whether we die when we're old or when we die, like any day now, right? So, but with that being said, would anyone like to elaborate, about a specific fear like that, or anything else you'd like to talk about, or even what you believe fear is?
Can I?
Go, Ton.
I just want to add on to Alex's what you said, because I don't think you're alone. Because all of us, we all have our family, our close friends, people that we meet in our lives that becomes dear to us because the impact that they make in our lives. Of course, you would fear of losing them. And I don't think you're alone. Me, of course, I also feel that way, but not to the extent of your situation, which it doesn't happen for most of us, but it happens to some people like you. But for me, I feel, yes, losing someone, because let's make it sad, but relatives from my family, like, they died like within a span of 2 years, and of course it's sad. Of course it's you grieve because you're like, hey, I used to see that person all the time, but then distance is a big factor. Like you said, you forgot to message them. You don't They're not the first one that you think to message. And of course, as young people like us, the people that we usually talk to are the ones that we surround ourselves with. Like, for example, if you're in school, you surround yourself with your friends in school. You go home, your family, right? It's back and forth unless you have, other people that you can go to in other times of the day. But when you have the schedule like that, or like a routine of going to school, meeting with specific friends or a couple of friends, going back home, then your family, of course you're gonna feel attached. That's why we feel sad. We feel, we long for them because. But as for me, I agree with that. But I just want to answer: is fear something that is forced? The second question: is fear something that is forced, something that we are born with, or a combination of both? Well, I read this, I guess, article that the only fear that we're born with, I believe, is heights. So all of the other fears that we grow to have, it's because of our factors. So it's combinations of both. Something that is forced, I guess, nature scared you at one point in your younger years, then you get traumatized. Not in a big way, but like in a way that whenever you see that thing, you're feared. You're scared of it. And something that is that we are born with, because we get close to other people. So I see that you said you want to add something after, so I'll just make it short. And fear is a part of our lives. It's one of our emotions, and we need it, right? Because if you guys have seen Inside Out, there's 5 emotions, right? Fear is one of them. It's our system to help us, cope with security, with our emotion, and yeah, that's all I have to say for it.
Adding on to the part about babies are only born with the fear of heights. There's one more to that. The fear of loud noises. Because yeah, that too, because and that actually for me has carried on. I absolutely despise certain loud noises. But like a microwave beat, for example, that's not scary. But like really loud music kind of triggers me.
Like music with deep bass that just...
No, like music that's being played too loud, too close to me. I will start crying. Or like people starting to, like a big group of people starting to yell. Of which that actually happened back last year in school. It happened at the end of the year and also in the beginning. I mean, I'm like in somewhere near the end. First two. And yeah, all I wanted to add on.
Understandable.
Thank you. Thank you, Keeper Tone, and also Keeper Alex. Yes, thank you. I hope we're all goalkeepers, and we're also open and comfortable too to share. So really, it's up to you what you want to share. But not only do we have to share, but we could also ask questions if you want, right? And anything specific about the topic of fear, or once again, if you like to add on or start from the standard, like what you believe in fear is, or what do you think, once again, should keepers fear or not fear, you can say.
So I have a question for all of the other keepers. What do you guys fear? I already shared one of my biggest fears, as agoraphobia.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
respectable.
so go, Alex. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad too. You're right. I appreciate you asking, because that helps a lot actually, and it helps me feel like I'm a keeper just like you guys, right? So
Mhm.
so for me personally, like I wanna open up too because Keeper Alex is opening up. So something I fear you can say really quick is like being like disappointment, you know. So like and also if you think about it, fear is like it can also be like a sign of respect, right? So for example, I might fear my parents. I don't want to disappoint them. I don't want to get in trouble because if I get in trouble, it's obviously something I'm not doing right. I'm doing wrong. Sometimes I have the fear of um disappointing like myself. If I have goals but I end up just being lazy or not being strong or just deciding to be weak, right? So that's for me at least. I remember it was like a social seminar like this and everyone's like, hey, what do you fear, what do you fear? And I was like, wow, something I really fear just being like not fulfilling my goal of making people proud. Could be myself, could be my loved ones, could be the people around me, and it could also be like disappointing the man upstairs, right? So it could be one or the other or all of the above depending on the situation. But I'm more curious about you all. What do you fear? If you agree, don't disagree, or if you'd like to share anything regarding this topic in honor of Halloween coming up in like less than a week or so. So anyone want to
Um,
add on or share also?
yeah, I also have that fear actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex.
I also have that fear.
Hmm. Yeah, feel free to elaborate, or maybe another keeper relates as well. But was there one in like particular you uh that really you wanted to add on to, keeper Alex?
Um, I have a lot of big fears, but one extremely irrational one I have is the fear of ovens. Why do I have the fear of ovens? I do not know personally. I just am absolutely terrified of ovens. Like opening the oven and putting something inside. That's what I'm terrified of.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Again, keeper Alex. So, oh yeah, yes, don't.
I just have something for Keeper Alex. You know, listing your fears is a great way to start coping with them because as you grow and into the world, right, there's gonna be more things that's gonna scare you. There's gonna be like the things that scare you now, like ovens. They're like the little things, but when you're going up and into the big world, as they call it, you're gonna face more fears. But as always, Keepers Club is here to help each and every one of us get over our fear. And it's not gonna take overnight. It's not gonna be overnight, right? You're gonna take the little steps in getting over your fear. Because, in movies and shows or whatever you watch, I'm pretty sure you have heard face your demons. So, you're capable of it, you're strong. You have people that believes in you. I believe in you. I don't even know who. I haven't even met you in person. But things like that, you can get over it. Face your fear. It's not like I'm forcing you, but that's a word of encouragement because one way or another we're gonna face our fears because we're gonna keep facing them. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Um, I'd actually like to share a little bit more about myself, real quick. So I, as a person who does have dissociative identity disorder, I have other alters who are afraid of different things. Like, for example, Void. Void is afraid of very closed spaces. Or, like, Luke, for example. He has the fear of meeting new people. We all are afraid of different things, but we are all trying to help each other figure out how to overcome those.
Goalkeeper Alex, yeah, actually, I'm so sorry. It's like sometimes it's hard to hear also. Like, so I can't really hear the exact question. So kindly like message me on Zoom in case. But I also wanna really quick open the floor, like in case if there's anyone who has been in the podcast and if they wanna share, because we have this, platform to. We would love to hear other people's opinions or anything else. Just basic like, what do you fear in? What's like the question or a more deeper level, right? So not like something like fear of spiders or fear of like sharks, like or jump scares. They don't count either, right? Like playing a game or watching a horror movie because the monsters live inside your head then. But we wanted to have this episode to really hear the other keepers share about what they believe fear is on a deeper and spiritual level, you can say. But what anyone else like to? With that being said, would you like to share?
I have a small fear.
Goalkeeper Josh.
I have a fear of ledger lines.
We didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
Yeah,
Okay,
one more Josh.
I have a fear of ledger lines.
What is that?
Yeah, what is that, Josh?
It's those lines they draw on music sheet when the note is too low or too high.
Oh, that's
You mean
that
on
sounds
the
awesome,
staff?
Josh. So, goalkeeper Josh, and we're glad you're safe. Thank you for opening up to us. Also, keeper Josh. So just be safe, avoiding those too. Um, is there anything else you like to add to, Josh? Like, do you believe you're born with it, or is it something that you feel like you can overcome, or how it relates to what keepers should fear all over the world, keeper Josh?
It's just like a small fear of mine because from like learning music, sometimes I don't know the note and like it's off the what do you call this? The sheet.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
Josh.
talking about. I think you're talking about. You know how in the music sheet you have the staff, like it's just like this, right, Josh? And then when it's like going over the staff line and under, is that what you mean? Josh.
So, that's funny though, keeper Josh. But thank you for thanks for being honest also, and continue to help others with the same fear, keeper Josh. So,
Yeah, I have that fear too.
hmm.
It's hard to know what note it is unless they're on the staff. It's hard. Like, oh, that's what. Yeah. That's what he means.
Wait,
Those
Josh,
are-
can you show it again? I'll spotlight it for all the keepers at home. Oh, you were saying ledger lines?
Mhm.
Goalkeeper
I
Josh
thought you-
afraid of ledger lines. So
I thought Keeper just said electrolytes, and I was like, what?
Yeah, those are pretty scary. Electric lights too, but ledger lines are scary.
so alrighty, let's move on. Does anyone have like a deep fear they would like to open up about? Not that it's like we don't want to move the conversation like too fast, but at the same time we're not trying to go overtime, right? So
Uh,
and yeah, anyone like how about anyone want to talk about the fear of disappointment or the fear of failure, or how about the fear of even trying? Is that
I have
something?
heights.
Valeria's brother. You
Yeah.
like to say something?
Yeah, I have the fear of heights.
Oh, you say heights?
Yeah.
I have that too.
Yeah, me too. Because you're right, and it's weird. Like, what do you think? Because I'm sure like not everyone in the world's gonna be like totally calm on top of like the highest building in the world, just looking down, right? So
Yeah.
is it something that's like just in our consciousness, something that you believe that we
Um.
forced upon ourselves, or
I just don't like heights because they just like people have like died from heights and stuff. So like that kind of scares me.
yeah, very nice, actually, good point, right? Also thinking of like the statistics of that or the fear of that. Um. Oh yes, keeper Alex.
I have the fear. I have three big fears. Um, four actually. Um, like Valeria's brother, I have the fear of heights. I have the fear of going places alone because, oh my goodness, abandonment issues. I also have the fear of being dead named and misgendered.
Oh, nice. So yeah, thank you for sharing, keeper Alex, and um, be sh- just be strong for us, right? So thank you for sharing, and that's also too something to really open up about, but maybe in another topic too, actually, you know. So we don't want to be too we all just want to be comfortable, I guess you can say. But once again, that just goes for everyone. Once again, for how about fear? Anyone else? Fear of um anything that hasn't been mentioned yet, or something that we maybe even a fear we never thought about, just like you mentioned,
I mean,
or a
I have
fear
a
about your
fear.
life.
I have a fear. So I play sports. One of my favorite sports is baseball. So like, I have a fear of like getting hit by a pitch and like getting hurt really bad that I can't play again. Because like I'm more athletic than most people say that I am very active basically. So I like to play a lot of sports. So I usually I'm like scared to get hurt really bad one time and not be able to play anything again.
Wow, that's yeah, thank you for sharing. That's very nice too. You guys are really talking about like the different aspects, or the different interpretations of getting and being hurt, and it's something to think about too, right? Just like you're talking about getting hurt, like what if it's like permanent, right? Or what about like major life decisions?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a leap of faith, and then you can't help but you can't help but think, you know what if something bad happens? What if I don't make it? What if I get hurt? What if it doesn't work out? Right? So,
Yeah.
and at the same time too, what if it's the fear of disappointing others, or the fear of failure, and overall just in life? Does anyone ever fear that, or would like to, you know personal experience, or talk about, before we end, something about us not wanting to be a failure, or really striving for success? Anyone? So,
Um,
oh, regards also, keeper Gab, and yes, goalkeeper Alex.
I have the fear of being judged by others and others' opinions on me, like negative opinions. Really big
Yeah.
fear.
Yeah, I have that fear too. Not to interrupt you.
It's fine. But the main reason I have that is because I've always been a perfectionist, or the fear of nothing being perfect. I have these because I was raised to think that if something's not perfect, it's not right. So every time I do something, I try to make it perfect and get it in on time. And that has affected me in good ways and in bad ways.
Nice, Alex. So goalkeeper Alex, and yeah, you're very right. I could really think a lot about like other things I could connect to, but once again, I'm more interested in hearing, for example, what keeper Kendra has to say to that, or you know, maybe if you just jumped in. Hi, also keeper Janet. Yeah, my bad. I didn't notice. But how are you, keeper Janet? Also, feel free to jump in. But always nice seeing you, keeper Janet.
Hello.
Regards to you, love from Chicago. Alrighty. House regards once again, keeper Gabby. So, anyone who's next?
I just want to say, if you guys, do you guys know what, what's it called? You know, when they jump off of stuff and then it's like dangerous or whatever. I forgot what the name is.
Like a stunt?
Parkour.
Parkour.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
It scares me. You know, I'm not really that scared of heights, but I get scared when I see, those guys that have no harness. They're all the way
Yeah.
up there and they're
Yeah.
jumping. It makes my skin crawl. Like, it seems like they're not gonna make it, but then they're
Yeah.
making. But it's interesting for some people that doesn't have the fear of heights, especially in that altitude. It's very, you gotta see what factors in their life made them feel that way. Because like Alex, you said all of these fears, right? There are factors in your life that of course help shape who you are and help shape what you fear, just like me. And for those who said yes to keeper Calvin's comment about his fear of disappointing his parents because we're expected to be, having good grades. Because who wouldn't want their kids to have good grades, especially as someone as young as us, right? Especially in elementary, in middle school, you're like, why do you have an F? So
Yeah.
all of these things affects us. They don't all have to be negative, because we all have a freedom of choice and how we let these things affect us. Mentally, I'm speaking like this because I can, take knowledge from my psychology class. The things that um shaped us. It's nature versus nurture. So how you're brought up and what your surroundings are, help shape your fears, help shape who you are. So it's really important that like, you surround yourself with someone that you trust, that doesn't bring negativity, toxicity in your life, because you're gonna face people like that all the time, in school, in your house, even in your job, if you guys work or whatever. It's gonna be challenging times, but like keeper Gavin said to Alex, stay strong, because these things are only temporary. All of these things will pass away, especially the challenges, the fear, even, especially now that it's Halloween, right? Before Halloween, Halloween is seen as a variety of things: princesses, Disney, horror movie characters. But it's taken in a different meaning as it progressed through our culture. We're an ever-changing culture, right? So, like I said, just stay strong. It's not gonna be forever. That's the main thing that I can say. It's not gonna be forever. So, for Keeper Alex, for people, Valerie's brother, and Josh, even, to let you guys gonna be okay. Stay strong. Yeah, find strength in those around you.
Alrighty, so just want to also say regards to Keeper Angelo, nice guitar. Thank you for joining. And so something I want to add, and then also especially if you want to jump in after, um, think about it. Once again, that fear is like, it's many cases it's like a sign of respect also. Like we fear our parents, we fear, you know, our boss, we fear, you know, those who have authority over us, or you know, that can essentially punish us, right? And many people also, what about like the fear of God even, right? There's many fears. And the thing is, sometimes too, when doing research, right, for our podcast, sometimes fear is the sky, or sometimes people think fear as in like weakness, or they mistake fear as in like just having common sense, right? So is it being fearful or being like, you know, weak if you double check that your car's locked, or that your house is locked before you sweep, that the oven is off before you go to you leave the house? No, like, no, it's not weak, it's not having being filled with fear, but it's just being safe, right? So the thing about it too, what about like, you know, you don't want your sister to or your mom to walk home at night, right? So sometimes it's just about being safe and really just being street smart, right? There's a lot of people that are book smart, but they're not street smart. And how about the other way around, right? So sometimes it's just a balance, and it's also, once again, it's a choice. It's a choice what you fear. And if anything, remember too that you think about what's the opposite of fear? Trust, right? So it depends also if you're able to have that trust in yourself, your ability, or you trust in the people around you, you trust what you believe is watching over you. So would anyone else like to add before we move on with our discussion, or especially if we haven't heard from you?
I guess I can go.
Oh,
Can you hear
go
me?
Gab.
All right. So I guess I mean, yeah, we all have like basic fears, like some like small fears, like some animals or phobias or whatever. But I guess my biggest fear is the fear of failing. I am not a fan of getting of failing someone, or like being rejected by someone's opinions or something. But I guess I guess that's a common fear for everyone, like not to fail someone. You want to make sure whatever you're doing, that you're pleasing. Like, it, let's say if you're a musician and you play for a crowd, you want to please the crowd, and you don't want to fail them, or just like anything else, or like even your parents, like just getting good grades to satisfy them. Or but yeah, I guess that's just my fear. But I guess the way I try to overcome it is remember that it if you're scared to if you have a fear of failure, then what's it called, you won't succeed. That's what I've learned, at least, like if you don't try. But that's basically it for me.
Wow, goalkeeper Gab. And always speaking, it really reminds me that, you know, there's things that we fear that might take our life, and there's things that we can fear that we didn't feel like we fulfilled in our life, right? So it's like beginning and end. And it really is, um, especially like with the fear of like at the end of our life, whenever it can be, right? Sometimes, you know, if you have that fear, sometimes it's like you're really doing everything in your power to protect yourself, but you really live in a life full of fear, you know? Versus what if at the end of our life, if you've done what you've could and you're really happy with what choice you've made, what you dedicated your life to, and sometimes it could be like it is what it is, right? When you have the mindset of trust, the mindset of peace, or just being happy with your life, right? So really is food for thought, something to think about, for all of us, especially when doing our research, really planning out this podcast episode. Any last thoughts or final reflections on our podcast topic today, which is fear? We appreciate everyone also who's been really participating, even showing their videos, right? But we love to hear also if you'd like to share. Kuya Mark, Keeper Janet, Keeper Angelo, Keeper Isaiah. Wow, Keeper Isaiah's here. Keeper Sherlyn. So go.
I think I would like to share.
Yeah, go Keeper Isaiah.
I have a fear of drills in school, because these drills, you don't know if they're real, and then the kids are just playing around, and it could just be real. Somebody could end up getting injured, and that's why I'm scared of drills in school. And I'm scared of drills because I never know if my brother's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I have that fear too.
Wow, goalkeeper Isaiah. Yeah, that's so nice too. What a like sweet and like innocent heart we have, and then especially at such a young age. Keeper Isaiah, right? So that fear, that uncertainty of like what happened, what if something bad happens? When I'm driving or a loved one comes home safe. So it's a good kind of fear too, depending on how you see it. It's like you really love what you have, really cherish what you have, right? And that's actually another topic we can talk about when it comes around Thanksgiving, right? But we're really happy for this episode so far, and especially that we're able to really talk about, not the fear of like Halloween, like hey, let's talk about Halloween. No, but the fear of something that we can really think about, while going throughout our life, because it's very short at the same time too, right? We never know, and we never know if our fears, you can say, will be was worth having all these years. So, anyone else? Any last takes?
Okay, me, Charlene. Yeah, I have a fear of darkness. Yeah.
Darkness is everyone's fear, though, right? I mean, personally, I learned how to get over it. But whenever you watch something scary, like it just comes back.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because yeah, so then it's funny too, like a horror game, or what if you watch something about based on a real story, something like that. So just with that being said, though, it really is also too. We learn really quick that people like being scared, like watching a horror movie or visiting a haunted house. Euphoria, I think that's a term, but essentially it's like it gives you a sense of excitement from that fear, right? Um, but with that being said, we'll be moving on unless anyone wants to share. But what a nice discussion, and we really talked about a lot of different sides to fear, right? So, yeah, how about a last question too? That's very nice. How do you overcome fear? It's like Ati or Sherlyn was mentioning. Any takers, especially if you like to answer. How do you overcome fear or believe keepers, no matter what keepers club they're in right now? how to overcome fear.
Isn't it like, I have an idea. Isn't it like overcoming fear? Wouldn't like having fear of something above it, of the same thing, but like in worse intensity, get rid of that fear?
Yes, thank you, Keeper Josh. Nice guitar, by the way. And all right, how about anyone else?
To be honest, I think that overcoming a fear, it depends on what type of fear. You know, there's a bunch of type of fears that require a different solution. So, but I guess the best you can do, like, if it's a negative fear, then you gotta beat it with positivity or something that's like for example, if you're scared of the dark, then or let's say if you're scared, like my fear, if you're scared of not succeeding, or you have a fear of failure, then you have to put yourself in a positive mindset, and I don't know, because there's a lot of fears that require different solutions, but
Go Gab. Alrighty, and we'd like to ask, would you like to add anything, Keeper Kendra? Go Ate.
Let's see.
Thank you, Keeper Kendra. Go Keeper Kendra from the grass and or the Palm Beaches, right? But thank you, Keeper Kendra, and we're glad to hear you too, especially if you've been like here. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And with that being said, we'll show you the rest of our presentation. Hold up. Go right here. Yan. Alrighty. So, some things to think about are fear can also be a sign of respect. Once again, like I was mentioning, something that really resonated with us while setting up this episode. And also, the opposite of fear is trust. Think about it, right? So, overcoming fear is, having trust. And depending on you, where you put that trust in. And also, fear is complex, but can also be something that is up to us. So, it really is complex way of a very complex topic. Like, once again, if we're born with it, if it's something we force upon ourselves. But think about it. There's a lot of things that we can fear, and that is freedom of choice, you can say. So, some shout outs. We want to once again give a shout out to all the new faces, especially Keeper Alex. So go Keeper Alex. Also the returning keepers tuning in to this episode. Also the keepers who have joined this episode and are tuning in to this podcast that we post also on Zoom. And thank you especially Keepers Club International and our beloved founding president of Keepers Club, because without him we would not have this opportunity to have a podcast, and especially even to really join Keepers Club International is what I wanted to say, right? We wouldn't have known one another. We wouldn't have got to meet one another and be able to reach out and to share the love that we felt through this club. So just check it out too. See you next episode. Go Keepers from the Keepers Club podcast. And look, these are all our beautiful thumbnails. You can see all of your beautiful faces, hear your awesome opinions and experiences that you've shared with us in the Keepers Club podcast, or Keepers Club podcast on YouTube. And check out our logos, from our official Keepers Club International logo, the one in USA, Keepers Club International, and the Keepers Club podcast. You can think of it as 6 p.m. here in CST or 4 p.m. there in California. But we always talk about staying focused, acceptance, youth issues, motivations, and faith. So, but also, keyword also, join our podcast group photo. So we love if we're able to take a picture of you guys once again to have like a sort of memory, hall of fame, and to really remember this was the episode that we've really learned a lot, that we learned a lot in growing as a keeper. So that being said, I'll start. We love to see everyone, and feel free to join our photo. So record. Okay, let's give it a normal smile, and let's do a 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, how about one more? And let's do like a keeper's logo. Keeper's logo. It's like a K, A for keepers, right? So love seeing everyone, and let's give it a 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, so also regards to Kuya Mark, and thank you so much, keepers. So once again, let's all show some love to all the keepers and kindly wave. Thank you so much for joining. And with that being said, you're free. Feel free to stay for a little while we discuss or just kind of greet one another. But of course, once again, we invite you to our next episode. And thank you so much for joining. Feel free to reach out to us. Join your Keepers Club International there in your respective states. And you never know, we can get, if you guys want to get boba, boba tea with us, or meet at Starbucks, or have in-person gatherings. We highly encourage you to join your Keepers Club there and reach out, especially to the keeper that invited you to this podcast. So, go keepers once again, and lots of love. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.